Hey there boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to a little bit of an unexpected video. Today we'll be checking out the new version of Dust 2 right here in CSGO. So I'd say, let's get right into it. Alright, so this will be my first impressions as well as reviews, since I already saw a little bit parts of the map on the blog post. I'll link that in the description down below so you can check it out as well. And in case you have no idea how you can actually get into the beta to test out the map, I'll also link something in the description down below for you guys to check that out. Alright, so right here we're in T-spawn, and one thing right off the bat that we have to keep in mind is that the layout is essentially the same as it was before. They mentioned in blog posts that they were just trying to recreate the map textures kind of, and they said they quadrupled them in size, stuff like that, which I can already notice. Right now I'm hitting about 180 FPS. I'm usually at about 250 right here in this area, so that's a lot lower. I don't think I can hit... Yeah, if I look right here in the back, I can hit 200 FPS, but that's about it. If I look into the map, it already drops to 150, 160. So we'll definitely have to take a FPS loss into consideration, meaning that probably now Mirage is one of the few last maps that will be properly played within a Poseidon PC range. So, first of all, as you can see, well, yeah, there are more textures now. It has been slightly recreated in a way that it's now more of a suburb instead of like a desert palace, I'd say. And I don't think the spawn changed all that much, to be honest. We got new models right here, the badass. We got the baldy with the porn mustache, the normal schmuck guy. And last but not least, Quaid, also looking kind of normal. So there's that. Alright. So let's talk about what has changed so far, and even though we only get kind of redone textures, I'm probably pretty sure that the gameplay will also be altered quite a lot by this. Let me grab an amp right here. Okay, so back there is a card, we'll see how that will play out. So, it seems like we have more options now when it comes to just kind of throwing down here. It's like they're more... People would probably call this clutter, but you can actually see more than before. So it kind of depends on what kind of camp you belong to and what kind of opinion you have for that. Just in general, the more textures you have, like the more detail, the more clutter will people feel like is there on the map. They said it about Nuke, they said it about Inferno, so I assume they will probably say this about Dust 2 as well. So it seems like you can no longer boost up here, which is definitely, from my point of view, changes, like, that's not usually a spot you'd be playing anyways, but it is, or was a spot that you could come to play an off angle and kind of play a little weird, so that's something. Now, another thing that I already saw is that they also changed the upper roof right here, and I also heard that the skyboxes have been opened a lot, so yeah, this seems pretty effective. Self-flash, amazing. We throw that over. Seems pretty effective. Can actually be a lot easier to flash here now. Another thing is that at the same time, it's not as effective to just throw it up and flash like that. I'd say yes, since there are now these little roofs right here and partly block off that. But let's just focus on the tunnel, the B house area, the longhouse area right here. You can now also boost up here. If you got another player crouching right here, I saw this in Tarek's stream, you can also kind of boost over and look into right here and up to the corner. So this is also a different spot now that you can play, which will also change the gameplay in a major way, especially since the skybox now designed in a way that you can actually flash over here, meaning that there are different options. It's just altered in a way. Of course, we have to kind of like see how that is going to play out. Maybe if you just... I haven't tried these smokes yet, so I'm just... Yeah, that was too low. So I'm just kind of guessing. So maybe, I don't know, line it up with that thing or something. So smokes obviously have to be recreated. Of course, this house is blocking that. So you have to see what you're actually going to do now with the smokes. Now, this is pretty much the same, I would say. Just again, in a major way, the color has kind of been changed, but the layout mostly remains the same. This is now also slightly different. You got the elevation only here now, which prior you will be able to be elevated in this spot right here. And it seems like pit also might be a little deeper, but that just might be me right now due to this little slope at the end. Could be pretty much the same, to be honest. So yeah. This part right here. Oh, okay, oh, that's huge. They got rid of the ledge right here. So previously you often were able to just go on there and, I mean, again, it's not like a super awesome spot, but usually you would be able to go here, up at this spot, or just hold a position, fire, and as soon as you get shot at, you can just take a step and you all immediately fall off, meaning that you can faster go back to full-size cover, since otherwise you'd have to peek the same angle like this. And like this, you got an off angle first, and then you'd be able to play from pit. Of course, that's like kind of a weird tactic once again, but I think that's kind of a huge change, not having the ledge there, to be quite honest. Okay, so there are more spaces you can get stuck now right here if you're running up to the wall, trying to get for the first, going for the first entry. It also seems like it's a little bit further to the side, not quite sure. So this has been cleaned up, which I like. You can now properly play around this cover. This was never really, again, possible before. Now you can actually use this as a proper piece of cover. Since it's not Call of Duty, this hopefully won't blow up on us. But you can play from this angle, smoke it off, fall back to this angle. You can actually play around with it a little bit. Again, this is kind of a noob spot since you got no place to go to after they kind of like at this spot at the corner. So you have to commit to that position. Hence why I'm calling it a noob spot. But that's something interesting. As long in general, they got these little roofs now. So I think if you're just throwing nades and trying to do like the self-flash and stuff like that, that could actually be a little tricky if you're not careful. So I definitely try to make sure that that's not gonna happen. So what else do we have here? These are new boxes full of rice, I guess. And I mean, previously they also did not offer a whole lot of cover, but this seems just a lot further than before, like apart. So I think now it's even less of a choice to do that. Goose is a goose, which is nice. The site itself seems pretty much the same. Okay, this is different. Since you got this open space, I wonder now if you'd come up here, if you would be able to throw a molly so that you could easier Molotov that off, which was also again possible previously, but it was a lot more tricky to accomplish. So I don't know, can you bounce it off that wall? Okay, you actually can. So I guess I'm not quite sure. I'm a little rusty since I haven't played in a while, but okay, this can actually go through there completely. So you'd have to aim a little more to the right. So I think this could potentially open up a little bit more possibilities for tactical play, since you can now bounce stuff off this wall. Since it's further back, or, well, even don't bounce it off at all and just go straight to that. So if I just fly through there, yeah, I think you can definitely get an angle there so that it would land right here and molly out that spot. So that's probably, the guy who's finding that will probably use that a lot in comp. This spot, like, the stairs used to be here. People could hide behind them. I guess it's now this spot, which is not as convenient. But again, the other one wasn't also all that great. That one's still kind of the same, so this is gone now. I think this makes it a little bit easier for the T's to actually get up here. And this, I don't know about you. Can you? Oh, no, you still drop off, okay. Even if you're fast? Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much the same, I'd say. Of course, you have different visuals, but for the main part, not sure if you could make that jump. Okay. So in general, it seems like they raised up a couple of walls. And again, this makes it different from in a way you'd actually encounter that, since even though the skyboxes are, I think, also open right here. Or maybe not. Okay, this was a little unexpected. Yeah, so the skyboxes aren't completely open. So you'd have to, again, throw through the middle and see where this, where you could actually go with your grenades. Guess you could use this as cover to peek into lower tunnels. But if you crouch, they can still see you, so I do not recommend this spot. It's probably just better to hold back here. This also seems more wide open. Again, you could maybe mess up a flash due to the extra corners that you have right here. Or just have an extra angle you could peek from if you're a T-side player. Then again, you'd be exposing yourself to lower tunnels in case you have no control over that. So what I liked in Philip's version was the walkthrough right here, which obviously is not available. Can you actually go up here? No, you cannot. Okay. So, yeah, this spot right here is pretty much the same, and some are a little wider. They're kind of rearranged a couple of things, but the general layout is still pretty much as we had it before, meaning that gameplay in general will be altered, but not completely changed. So again, you also gotta come up with new, I think, Xbox smokes. Oh, you still got the antennas, so... But there's no second line here. So you'd have to come up with something. Maybe aim at that one. Might work, might work. Okay, so the box is still the same. So what I'm wondering now, can you still jump up here? This doesn't look like it. Maybe I'm just messing it up right now? So you gotta check that for yourself. As I said, I'm a little rusty, so I'm not completely sure, but it seems like you can't get on from this side, but with this little piece of wood. So this is... Well, yeah, this makes it more casual, to be honest. Previously, you had to be able to do the crouch jump to get up on here. Now it's higher, since I think it's going down deeper. That would be quite a tricky jump now, so it's easier. You don't have to be able to do the jump. You can just use normal crouch jumping. And this one right here has been removed. Not sure what to think about that. Again, it's not like... I guess it's kind of like with the skill jumps on Nuke. Many people were complaining about them, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to alter it in a big way, since many people didn't use this one anyways, and we're going around right here. So times and stuff like that shouldn't really be changed all much. You could say that it makes it more consistent, if you don't have the skills to do that. Now... Okay, there's still kind of... Yeah, I mean, many of the roofs or the ceilings have been elevated, so it seems more open now, giving you kind of a false impression, since like you still got those smaller chokes, like you see all the space around and up there, but it's still the same kind of smaller spaces in between that you have to cross through, even though you have more kind of space to set up before that, I'd say. Alright. Oh, triggered. You see that? Philip will not like this. He showed you how to make those more fluent. Just come up and then you try to aim at someone and it's just like... Yeah. So they probably should smooth... Oh my god, it's worse than before! Did you see? I don't think it was that bad before. Can you go in there? No, you cannot. So this, again, pretty much remains the same. Oh. This makes you stuck, so you have to go a little bit to the right. Otherwise you'll hit your head right there. This is probably like an annoyance, to be honest. I don't think this would add any skill to not walk all the way to the left, but to the right and then jump on. So I think they could just remove that, to be honest. Okay. So again, higher ceilings. You can use the hidden pathway. No, you can't. So, oh yeah. It feels a little weird, to be honest. Maybe it's just because I'm playing on 16:9, but everything feels very, very thin. High, but thin. So not sure how to think about that. This looks very much like construction. Okay, so if we come down here... Okay, this has been changed. So previously you had that kind of hiding spot. You still kind of get that right here. It's a little bit more angles to play from now, and you don't have to commit to it. So I think I like that. You automatically walk up these bricks, okay. So that's not too bad, and... Okay, there's a trash. Okay, yeah, normal jump works. And then you use the little trash right there to get up in here. Okay. Yeah, so that's definitely not a big gameplay change. Now... This one right here seems to be kind of huge. This feels way bigger than before, which would allow you to play more with cover. This side... No, they could also just have moved up the box right here. Like, this right here I feel is like something you could consider clutter. That kind of would take a little bit off the things you'd normally be paying attention to into a comp game. Now, this just feels still very small. This feels a little wider, maybe just because of the ceiling, but you still got the huge kind of stone pillars right here that are blocking you. So, and you still cannot throw anything through there. Can you? No, you can't. Come on. Nope. So no special tactics. Maybe if you're completely super smooth and throw it over there, and yeah, not gonna happen. Okay. So, B bomb site. What have they done to you? Okay, that's something I also like. It's the same as we had on long, that you can now more properly play around the car and you don't have to like kind of hide behind it. I like that this is more open in a way that you can play around with it a little more, kind of dodge bullets and stuff. So I think that's a good change. Okay, you cannot boost people up here. There's an invisible wall. I just thought for a second, that'd be pretty OP. Okay, so you can still go up into the boxes, I'd assume. Since they're still bad. Still those ledges. Again, my apologies, I haven't played this game in a while. Which is still here. This also feels smaller now. So not as high. I feel like you're exposing yourself more. So this is taking away power from this spot, I think. Still the same. Can still hide behind here. Never was a good idea. Not sure if you can... I don't think you can still make the jump up on here. Like previously you had a little ledge on the floor. So with a good timed crouch jump you can get on top of here. But that seems way too high now. Especially since there's no elevation. Kind of putting you higher. Yeah, I don't think that's possible. Okay. Still got these bars. Can more easily look into CT now. Can you... Okay, still have to jump once here at least. But even this seems more fluid. Even though this seems a little smaller. I don't know. We still got this spot. However, the clutter in front of you has been removed now. I just feel like you have to expose yourself quite a bit here. So this is more like a just hide spot now, I think. Or if you'd play through that, maybe. Not quite sure again, you'd have to test it out properly, I guess. Previously you had the rounded off corners. They felt a little deeper, to be honest. This is just raising out. Just, yeah, that's no proper point of cover. Also there's... Yeah, it's kind of tricky to walk up, so they should just make it so that you can easily walk up here. Kind of can get stuck on there. So maybe you should change it a little bit. But yeah, the lamp is also gone, so you have to find a couple of different smokes for that as well now. And that's the truck I saw, which you cannot get up onto, so... wow. Wow! I'll be waiting here with my P90 and my Negev and my shotguns. This feels deep. Very deep. I don't know, but also stuck. Just in general, the new feeling I get from this map is claustrophobic, to be honest. It looks nicer for sure, but again, right here I'm averaging 160, 170 FPS. 170 right now. Check out T-spawn. I mean, this box is a little bigger. Can still get up on top here. But this has been blocked off, so you can't... Guess you could still make a jump over there. Yeah, but it seems pretty useless now, to be honest. And if we smoke that... It seems like the smoke is more easily covering the whole thing now. Can you jump in here? Oh, you can. Okay, so if you jump, you can still spot over. So that's not too bad. It's always important to look out for these little small things right here. But yeah, so... Okay. Okay, this... I really feel like this is like could be an annoyance to many people. I'm not sure, like... I mean, it probably takes a little bit of more time if you drop in there compared to just go jump, jump, like with the bunny hop. But still seems fine, to be honest. And it's smooth here, so no tick, 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 tick. And look, it's the mini door from Philips' version. You can still jump up here, go for random shots. So yeah, I think this pretty much wraps it up. Let's go really quickly back to mid, but I think, yeah. I think now we covered everything on here. So that was my first impression of what I thought about the new Dust 2 version. Keep in mind, based on your guys' feedback, they wanna further change more things in the map that could be, well, suggested to them. I think they should definitely take a look at Philip's maps, 3Clicks Philip's, which I also made some walkthroughs of his maps. They were also pretty good. I think some of those aspects could be incorporated into the map. Just in general, we got a reskin right here. It's more heavy on the FPS for sure, and it looks nicer. It's kind of what I expected to happen, to be honest. It looks a little Inferno-ish with like the reddish brown colors right here, and the yellow white there, and I don't know, that kind of greenish blue. So it's kind of what I expected. The FPS loss on Inferno wasn't quite as bad since there's lots of close quarters anyways. Dust is a little bit more open, Dust 2. So you're gonna notice that more, I think. But it's not too bad. So yeah. I think this also marks now the place where you can, yeah, still plant the bomb. Let's actually go over to B side again. Can you plant on top of here? Okay, seems like you can still plant there. Also seems like you can jump on. There are no ledges left to go on here. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So not too great of the changes, like the cars are bigger changes. Whenever a ledge has been removed, so the height of an object to jump on that you usually would be able to use, that has been changed. That's also going to alter the gameplay kind of a bit. There's still that. Sorry. Can you still look through that, by the way? Yes, you can. Okay. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit different now. Not in a major way, I think, though. Since most of its components, again, it's for the most part, it's a reskin, not a remake. So you can put it on there. Not sure why you would do that, but that's possible for sure. So yeah. There's that. I hope you enjoyed this little kind of walkthrough and my first impressions, opinions, and reviewing the stuff that is on here. You can let me know in the comment section below what you think about it. I think so far it looks nicer for sure. Again, FPS loss was to be expected. I like the card changes. I don't like the ledges that have been changed that you were able to jump on previously. And that's my biggest kind of thing right now that I have with the map. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.